Ecosystems. Looking at a spider web, you will notice the pattern of connecting threads that create a larger environment in which a spider can grow and live. Like a spider web, an ecosystem is a community of interconnected organisms. All parts of an ecosystem must coexist in unity in order for it to survive. What is an ecosystem? Simply put, an ecosystem is an intricate network of relationships between living things, habitats, and resources within an area. It is made up of both the biotic or living elements as well as the abiotic or physical environment in which the organisms live. Ecosystems come in a variety of sizes. They may be as small as a tide pool, a small rocky pool on the seashore, or they may be as large as the Amazon rainforest, extending over 2 million square miles in South America. Ecosystems also differ in their composition. Nearly 75% of ecosystems are marine, meaning they contain ocean water. Other ecosystems are terrestrial or land based. These ecosystems are organized into groups called biomes, based primarily on their climates. Even fewer ecosystems, less than 2%, are freshwater ecosystems. Regardless of the size and composition of different ecosystems, all share the same interconnectedness necessary to sustain the lives of their inhabitants. Energy and matter within an ecosystem. Within every ecosystem, there is both energy and matter. Energy allows living organisms to move, grow, and develop. Energy flows through an ecosystem as plants are eaten by animals, and those animals are eaten by bigger animals, and so on. Matter, on the other hand, which consists of the plants and animals themselves, is recycled within an ecosystem. This is facilitated by intricate food webs, interconnected chains of producers, consumers, and decomposers. At the start of each food web are the producers. These are plants that create their own food through the process of photosynthesis. They draw in carbon dioxide and sunlight from the air and water from the ground to create the nutrients needed to sustain life. Producers not only utilize the sun's energy to grow and live, they also serve as a food source for the organisms in the next level of the food web, the consumers. Consumers are mostly animals. Some animals, known as herbivores, only eat and get their energy from plants. We call these animals, such as rabbits and deer, primary consumers. Omnivores, animals that eat both plants and animals, also derive some of their energy from consuming plants. Other animals, known as carnivores, gain energy from eating animals. We call these animals, such as foxes and bears, secondary consumers. When producers and consumers die and begin decaying, their bodies become the matter necessary for the final element of the food web, the decomposers, to obtain energy. Decomposers, like bacteria and fungi, begin break down animal and plant matter and utilize the energy stored inside these organisms to help them live. In turn, they actually release nutrients back into the soil. All parts of a food web are connected to ensure the survival of the ecosystem. Through the flow of energy and recycling of matter, ecosystem can thrive. Biodiversity. Thanks to the complexity of food webs, ecosystems are comprised of a wide variety of plants and animals. We call this variety in living organisms biodiversity. An ecosystem has even more organisms than the naked eye can see. Apart from the many different types of plants and animals, ecosystems also include microscopic bacteria. The variety of life within an ecosystem allows for it to be dynamic or constantly changing. Ideally, an ecosystem strives to have equilibrium or balance, even as its parts change. However, disturbances to the equilibrium can occur. When an ecosystem has a high level of biodiversity, it is able to recover from a disturbance. For instance, if a drought occurs, having a wide variety of plants in the ecosystem ensures that not all plant species will fall prey to the drought conditions. Though some may die, others will survive, and the animals that rely on them as a food source will be able to be resilient during this challenging time. If there was little biodiversity within an ecosystem, it could easily collapse. Balance and biodiversity are key to the health and well being of organisms as well as the ecosystem as a whole. Because of the intricate network of producers, consumers, and decomposers, ecosystems are able to thrive.